drama. Two mores in a pod starring Marcus and Deanna. You might just hear some drama. We all a little off kilter, but what you ain't gon' find around this bitch here is a filter. So put the kids to bed before you get comfy and cozy. This is rated MA, mature audiences only. We keep it real, especially in a room full of phonies. From the mill to a mill, get into it with my homies. The more, got some people from the bill, y'all can listen to the more. They provide that real that'll get you through the more. I got some people from the bill, y'all can listen to the more. I'm so honest, let the pick get it in the view the more. I got some people from the bill, y'all can listen to the more. They provide that real that'll get you through the more. I got some people from the bill, y'all can listen to. And I'm so honest, let the pick get it in the view.
We don't want to listen to it again.
Okay.
All right, we back.
We back.
Another week.
Another week.
Another day, another dollar.
That's right. I'm feeling better today.
I know you don't sound all stuffed up and bad like you did last time.
Yeah, because I was not great last week. Yeah. Well, we got it done.
We made it, and it was actually a pretty successful show from views and stuff like that.
Was
it really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I burped.
Yeah, I know what you did.
So
nasty. Anyway, what we talking about today?
First of all, dang.
Oh, my bad. I'm
sorry.
Can I
ask how your week been and stuff?
Hey.
Hey, how your week been?
It's been good. Thank you.
Been good?
Except I had the issue of the car. My tire went flat. And I don't know how to change the tire. I'm going to put that on my bucket list.
Girl, I'm not letting you change no tire.
Okay. I was just testing you to see what you was going to say.
Anyway.
You answer right. You pass. Yeah, give me a high five. Yeah, that's what's up. How was your week?
Busy.
Yeah.
You got a major project we trying to
You stepping in
get
that
out
new
the
role?
ground, man. It's tough.
Okay.
But you know, we making it work.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Still ugly though.
Your mama ugly.
Now what we talking about? Can we talk about what we talking
Yes,
about?
let's get into it. Oh, first of all, look behind me. Chester Moreland put this TV up. I know it's behind me, so when we have that big old fight party and all that other stuff.
We having a big fight party?
Yeah. I told you this.
First of all, you don't tell me.
I tell you whatever I tell you.
You don't tell me nothing.
I tell you whatever
but
I tell you.
I knew it was having a fight party, but when you put big in front of it.
How many parties do we have that people come over and watch fights and stuff that be small? I want you to be honest.
We can do small stuff. Don't be acting like.
No, when have we done a small fight party?
Before?
We done a small fight party.
Before?
Where?
Here.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Anyway, give Chester his shout out. Mm-hmm.
Well, you shouldn't have interrupted me. I was trying to give him
I just had a question.
You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, big shouts out to Chester, man. That TV looks really good, man. Thank you for putting it up. Pretty dope. And yeah.
You like my sweater?
I do. Shout it out.
Shout out Principal's Brand.
Who is Principal's Brand?
That's my brother, cuz Robert Ross. You know, he get down on the logos. He do shirts. He do hoodies. Probably other things that I'm unaware of, but you know, I'm digging my hoodie.
Well, while we shouting out, shout out Jeremy Harvey Insurance. You need insurance, get it. Shout out Sonny McKinney. You need that nappy head done, she'll do it.
She will. Mm-hmm.
Shout out LaDonna Thornton. Man, she's bad with them cakes and them sweets now. She'll get you right, get you tight.
Yeah, that's why we got it going to die now.
Shout out Dante Jones. Man, if your kid can't hoop, take him to Dante. He might have a chance. Right. Shout out to Fridge, bestseller book.
What's the title?
There's two sides. I can't remember the title.
You know where you can pick it up?
Barnes and Noble.
All right, you need to drop that in the comments after we done.
Yeah. Shout out everybody that's doing their thing, man.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Yeah.
All right. So, but today's show, what up, Sherry? Today's show is, should your kids have a bearing on your significant other? Meaning, if, let's say, like, and we could talk about it because we got a blended family. If your kids doesn't like the person that you are dating or married to or whatever, should that be a strangle or a chokehold on y'all relationship? Yes or no?
It can be, yeah.
All right. So, in true fashion, like the same thing we always do, you started out. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I would say yes. The happiness of your kid, I mean, that's important. And most parents, it's hard to be happy when you know your kids are not happy. But I wouldn't say that's necessarily a deal breaker. I would say, like, why don't your kids like your significant other? And how does your significant other treat your kids? And vice versa. Because you also wouldn't want them to... I think we talked about this a little bit on one of the last shows. So my views on this hasn't really changed significantly. I would say your significant other also shouldn't have to be in a situation where they're uncomfortable. So I would say it's okay for them to not like each other, but they should still be able to get along. And the adult in the situation should be the adult in the situation. Meaning, have some maturity, have some understanding, especially if it's a situation where your person that you dating was married and now the kids are dealing with their parents splitting up and looking at you like you a op, and that's really why they don't like you. Not you ain't do nothing except love their mom or daddy. That's the only thing you did wrong. So
yeah. So comments coming in, two good ones. So George says, I think you should have to know your kids as well.
absolutely.
Big facts. And Kiana, who might look like you, says your kids should want you to be happy. That's real talk.
That is true.
Because, and we'll talk about it, your kids can, like, if let's say they're attached to their real parent.
Yep.
And they might be throwing salt or acting out because they're attached to their real parent, being selfish, not wanting to see their other parent happy. And that ain't cool.
Yeah.
So I like what she said there.
I mean, I'll say, I'll ask the question, like, do your kids have to like your significant other in order for you to be happy, in order for them to be happy for you? Because I think it also depends on the gender of your kids, the age of your kids, like situationally, because I don't know, I feel like older kids have more of an opinion. They lend more of an opinion. Whether it's welcomed or not, they tend to have shit to say about who you're dating or who you're with. But I do strongly believe that I can disagree with your relationship but still be happy for you. And that's like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna allow my kids to like give me an opinion, but at the end of the day, you're gonna respect me and you're gonna respect the person that I'm with. And not liking them doesn't mean that gives you a pass for disrespect to me or them.
Yeah. No, I agree. Sherry says, but sometimes the kids won't like anyone if their parents ain't back together.
Cause they
That's true.
Listen.
That's true. When people, and it might be like they haven't done anything wrong at all to them.
Yeah. Right.
But just because it ain't their parent, you know.
But I would say, like, ain't that a reason to whip your kids? Like, would you whip your kids' ass if they been disrespectful to an adult?
Absolutely.
Because here's my thing. You can dislike somebody without being funky to them. Or without making it a tense situation. Like, I might not want to hang out with you because I don't like you like it. But I'm also not going to disrespect you or make you feel unsafe when you visiting or you around. I got to be in your presence.
Yeah. So my thing is this, and why do they not like so? I understand you saying they cannot like them and not disrespect, but I'm not even gonna be okay with them not liking them.
You can't make your kid like somebody.
Understand this. Listen. I'm not gonna be okay with that still because we're not raising people to dislike people just for the hell of it. That ain't how we raise our kids. So yeah, no, I'm gonna have a problem if you can't tell me why you don't dislike this person.
Cause he ain't my daddy.
Yeah, and that's not gonna be good enough, because if you'll do that for that situation, you'll do that in life, and it's gonna make shit hard for you in life. Real talk.
So I hear what you're saying. However, I also don't believe in like invalidating your child's feelings. Like that should open up space for more conversation. Because here's the deal. I don't like him because he ain't my daddy. Okay, well guess what? Me and your daddy not together, and we're not gonna ever be together again. So what I need is you to be open-minded. Like validate their feelings. That's fair. And listen, it didn't work out between me and your dad or me and your mama. And so as I deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to be happy when you're unhappy. And I'm telling you now, this person is not the cause of me and your daddy or me and your mama not being together. So,
what
like
if it
you,
was?
I mean, hey, I probably would lie, and then we go to his daddy's house. His daddy gonna tell the truth. I still hate that motherfucker. Nah, but no, I mean, I think sometimes we can. I'm not saying that your kids should run your life, but your kids should feel like their opinion matters and their feelings matter.
That's where we disagree, because
I know.
from an adult standpoint, I'm an adult and you the child. Stay the fuck in a child's place. So fuck your feelings. As long as I'm doing right by you,
as long as
I'm doing right by you, fuck your feelings.
Listen, okay, your kids as they get older, you're saying you don't make space for your kids and their opinion and their feelings. You're lying. No, I can go ahead and tell you you're lying.
What I'm saying is, so you think if I make a decision in the end,
I can't scroll that.
Yeah,
we need to catch up on comments.
Yeah, we do need to catch up on comments. If you think that if I make a decision and it pissed them off, that I'm gonna give a fuck. No, I could care less.
I'm not saying
when
that.
I make an adult decision, I've made it, and I've said what I've said, and I've done what I've done.
All right, then what happened when your kid right and that motherfucker was all wrong for you? What?
That ain't got nothing to do with the kid. I was just a lucky guess, nigga.
Ah, okay.
Let's get to these comments.
Yeah, get to the comments.
Your soft ass.
I ain't soft. I'm just saying.
That's what's wrong with these. That's what's wrong with these new age kids these days. They got so much opinions, and they get to talk all this shit. Back in the day when we was raised, all these shit that they try to get their parents feedback about shit like that would get you punched in the mouth back in the day.
My mama didn't raise me like it.
That's funny because
there were
you told
certain
me
lines I couldn't cross, but my mama made sure that I always knew that my opinion and my feelings mattered.
Well, I'm letting people know, fuck your feelings. If you like, when you're a child, you stay in a child's place until you.
Now she still did what she did. You know what I'm saying? Like when my mama was dating and we didn't like somebody she was dating, she still dated that person. She formulated her own opinion, but to pretend like the way your kids feel doesn't weigh in your decision is bullshit. And maybe it's different for men than it is for women.
But I was going back. I got off the subject. I was just going back in general the way these kids now feel like they can have such an opinion. I understand that, but it kind of weighs into this because they always got an opinion. Where back in the day we knew better, and until now, if somebody did something wrong to us,
back in the day, your mom and daddy were staying together anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying. But like back in the day, if like somebody did something wrong to you or something like that, that's one thing. But if ain't nobody did shit to you,
that was the point right there.
There was no going in there and mama, I don't like this person. Mama, get the fuck out of my face and go sit down.
But there was a point there because back in the day, mamas and daddies stayed together, and so I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna dive too deep into this, but the dynamics of family has changed, which is also forcing the way that our kids are coming up. That has also changed. But let's jump to the comments.
Yeah,
we are at share.
Yeah. But we read Sherry, so no chance to like or dislike, in my opinion. You must respect another adult no matter what. I totally agree with that. But the other person has to be a good fit in your family to everyone, and so everyone's happy. I agree with that. But I guess
it did. I thought it did matter.
No. I'm talking about. I agree that there should be respect to another adult.
That's what I said. And you also said you agree with that too.
No.
About it needs to be the good fit for your family so everybody be happy.
Okay, but I didn't
I
say.
thought it was fuck them kids.
No, it is fuck them kids. What I'm saying is, I think that. But if that person is good for me, right?
Yes.
And that person has not done anything to that child, yes, it is fuck that child.
So you don't think that there's scenarios where a person could be good for you but not good for your kids?
If that person has not done anything wrong to that child.
That's not the question that I asked you.
Again, yes. But if that's a scenario, but I'm gonna choose if so you're telling me so you want to not be happy because your child dislikes somebody because they
I'm not gonna
are mad
say
about
dislike. I'm saying the right fit for your family. Because
if they haven't done anything wrong, how are they the wrong fit? Just because this person don't like them, what have they done wrong?
Can I give an example?
You cut me off.
Oh, I apologize.
But go ahead, give me your example.
You asked me a question, so I thought you was...
Give me your example.
So, I date a drug dealer. And he is great to me. I mean, gifts. He's responsible. He's a stand-up man. He's faithful. He's honest. However, he is in an unsafe...
But Deanna, if you... That right there from the jump, you're dating a drug dealer.
Okay. That's good people.
Anyways, I mean, from there, hell, the kid shouldn't have to tell you, your ass shouldn't even be in the relationship with him.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about a regular, this man got a 9 to 5. He's treating you right. He's doing everything he can. He's trying to treat those kids right. But the kids, because they stuck on their daddies or mama, don't want to give them a chance.
That's one scenario. But yeah, yes. If
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong there, then yes. I'm just saying, in that scenario, that person is a good fit. The only thing wrong with that person is they're not the father of my child.
Yeah.
And that's not their fault, and it's also not my kid's fault either.
All right. Charlie says, shut your mouth, little motherfucker. Daddy is king, not you. My word is king. I'm about to agree with Charlie there because, hey, listen. I think kids don't understand that, you know, so I do care about, so let me go back. I do care about their opinion. Okay? I do care about their opinion. And but
you knew we was having a guest today.
Yeah, man, we said that Ira was coming last week, but he his ass late.
All right.
But I do care about.
Finish going through the comments after Ira.
No.
Okay. You go, and I'll go through the comments. Finish this.
What is your problem?
I'm sorry. Keep on knocking. It's distracted.
Trash. Sorry, y'all. We gotta answer the door for our guests. But Deanna, pull a rabbit out the hat or something.
I don't have no rabbits to pull out the hat. So I'm gonna say Mike Lara, his comment was, I invite someone over. You turning off your location. It's Albuquerque. Okay. George says, I also believe some kids may just want all the attention. And okay. I also believe some kids may just want all the attention and sabotage your relationship because of you're spending less time with them. So that's spoiled kids jealous of their parents' new situation. That's unfortunate reality of some people. Charlie says, I'm beating that ass if Ty ever disrespect Corey. So I'm going to go back to, it's okay for your kids not to be happy that you're in a relationship. It's not okay for your kids to be disrespectful. So I know Marcus disagrees with that view, but I truly don't believe you can force your kids to like somebody. You just can't. You can't change their feelings, but the way you raise them, they should off top know not to be disrespectful to another adult.
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
You was giving some good points though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I'm back. Which comment did you leave off at?
I left off on George's comment. No, I left off on Charlie's comment, but it looked like they kind of repeating themselves. So Sherry said sometimes the kids won't like anyone if they want their parents back together. See, I think we
read that one already. Okay.
So you can scroll them back up.
Yep. So with that being said and done,
Hey, what statement Lauren liked that you made?
huh?
Lauren said she loved that statement, Marcus.
Yeah, I probably made a good one. I mean, I made good points too.
You do. I'm sorry. I'm just being a hater. I'm sorry.
Yes, I remember changing the phone number in my mom's phone back because I don't want her to date anyone other than Pops. Wow! Kiana! Do your mama know that?
She know now.
Oh, shit!
That's now look. So if you ever in a situation where your kids are like who you dating, they do some foul stuff. That's karma, if you ask me, Kiana.
Man,
I didn't know you was that petty. I don't remember that.
That was kind of.
You didn't tell me about it, so we're gonna have to talk about that.
Oh man, a child that is spoiled and wants you to always cater to them will ruin a relationship on purpose. Wow, you see what I'm saying? So that's my point on why I feel that it should not. Yes, there are things. So I'm going to go back on my statement that I said earlier. There are some things that there's some shady stuff or something. But if it's just flat out, 100%, I ain't did nothing wrong with them. Ain't no bad vibes. It ain't nothing. And they trying and you just not giving them a chance. That's where I'm like, you need to stay in the child's place.
It's okay. I'm going to make two comments here. One, sometimes we have our foot in both places. We tell our kids to stay in a child's place, but then we share or we are talking in front of them about things that person did. That okay, if I don't like that person because of something that I overheard you say that person did, then like how am I staying in the child's place? Like,
but
okay,
but that goes back to another problem that, and we've talked about this. Your kid is not your friend.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be sharing information like that with your kid. Period.
So I'm going back to it's how you raise your children, because in a situation where my child don't like my significant other, how would I even fucking know that if my child's always been respectful, like you speaking when you come into a room? Like, I wouldn't be expecting for my child to immediately be best friends with somebody that I'm dating, but I would expect for my child to always be respectful. So whether you like or don't like, to Lauren's comment, as long as there is always a respect level.
Yeah. But again, and this ain't even just relationships. This is just in general, like, be a good person, meaning just don't, and I ain't saying that you gotta, like you said, being best friends.
Yeah.
But don't just dislike somebody and they ain't done nothing wrong to you. That's almost being prejudiced.
But how you know they don't like them?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying internally, you know if you like or don't. What I'm saying is I'm hoping that we've raised our kids to give everybody a fair chance. And when they have burned their bridges, then you make that determination, but just don't go into it with that mindset of, I don't like this person.
I'm finna, okay. I give that person a fair chance. And I don't like that motherfucker because I don't like the way he treat my mama or the way she treat my daddy. But my daddy or my mama like it.
That case, and then again, that goes back to staying in a child's place. Again, you don't have to like them, but respect them, because in the end, if your mama who is actually with that person is okay with it, then as a child, you don't get to make that decision. You have to stay in a child's place. Now, like you said, you ain't got to be best friends. You ain't got to like them. You don't got to like them, but you have to respect them, because if you're dealing with it, then who do they get to say that you shouldn't have to deal with it if you're dealing with it? You know, I mean, it's just like, let's say we done been through all kind of knock 'em drag out arguments. Yeah, right? And I'm sure the kids have overheard it, right? Yeah. So we didn't let the kids' opinion, you know what I'm saying, like that That's adult shit that went on between two adults. And I think these days, as kids don't really honestly understand how to stay in a child's place. But you're right. You are totally right. Family dynamics have changed. Parents are getting younger.
We're not teaching them how to stay in a child's place.
Yeah. They've had to grow up so fast.
So, exactly. So then you can't really, if my kids have an opinion, because, boom, I'm letting you be, I'm not asking you to be a kid, I'm asking you to be my best friend. And so okay, perfect scenario. I'm telling my child that I seen my dude texting another female. Okay? I forgive him, but just like any other human, your kids still have feelings and they still care for you and they still love you. Just like if your daddy knew about that situation, he's not just gonna forgive or forget that situation happened. That's still gonna influence how he feels about that person. Your kids are gonna have the exact same reaction. Yeah, I'm not saying that should shape or change your decision. Your decision is your decision. I'm also not saying that that gives your kid a free pass to be funky or disrespectful or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm gonna go back to, you can't force your kids to like somebody.
Yeah. So my thing is this though, and this is another topic. You shouldn't even be having that conversation with your child.
You should not.
That right there, that is a conversation about, yeah, I seen my new boyfriend texting another girl. Like that, you shouldn't even have that conversation with your child. If you are doing that, then that tells me y'all friends. That ain't no parent child. That y'all friends, and I'm not here to be my child friend.
Just being honest, so that's the reality for a lot of people. And I will also say, like, we got older kids, and I do, as our kids get older, I feel less. I'm doing less parenting and more. I ain't gonna say we friends, but our relationship is changing. I'm always gonna be their mama, but the dynamics of our relationship is changing the older that they get.
Yep, and I agree,
and you think for 1 second, if something happened to you or me and you split or whatever, you think for 1 second your son's gonna be happy with me dating somebody else?
No, but again,
they're gonna be respectful.
But they're gonna be respectful, and in the end, I think because number one, it is mom. They want to see you happy.
Yeah.
So that I think we raised them that way, and honestly, I'm not saying they're just gonna be happy-go-lucky, but I also think that they would act like they had some fucking sense too, because they've been raised to act like they got some sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Gator Boy said kids should never have a say-so in your love life because they are most likely to be one-sided on the situation.
I wholeheartedly agree. Now, the only thing on the flip side is if somebody had done something or made it shaky to where, like, they might be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they've said something wrong or, you know, they've kind of put your kid down saying my kid wouldn't do it, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Then that's when I feel like, okay, they need to speak up, and so we need to hash this out. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't cool. Like, if you are gonna be in my child's life, then, you know,
yeah,
I need you to treat them.
Good treatment goes both ways.
Yeah.
You can't. But see, I couldn't be happy with somebody who mistreated my child.
Yeah. And I think you said something earlier that I really liked, where you said that the adult has to be the adult.
Yeah.
Like that, I am 100% in agreement with you. If you are the adult, then damn it, you need to be the adult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. Michael says women let kids run their love life.
I mean, because Lauren said my kids always come first. And I hope, as a mother, especially when you have small kids, your kids have to come first.
Yeah.
Not that you don't deserve to be happy, but every decision that you make is going to impact your kids.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't disagree with Michael that women let kids, especially women who have young kids.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, it's hard for single moms to date. It's easier for single dads to date, especially single dads who don't have custody of their kids. So single parents, period, have a hard time dating, especially when they have custody of their children.
Yeah. I agree and disagree.
Oh hell.
No, I
Talk about
agree because I agree. I disagree because if somebody when they say there's a will, there's a way. If this person is treating you good and everything is going well, and you got kids, but listen, I get it. Your kids come first and all that, but you can't tell me that you can't make it work if you really wanted to make it work.
I didn't say that it was impossible. I said it was hard.
Yeah, I mean, but hell, even it's hard, but hell, life is not easy, and anything that's worth something is probably gonna be hard.
Your situation can make things harder. Is the point that I made.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to invalidate my comment.
I'm not invalidating your comment. I said I agree, but I disagree.
You can't say agree, but.
I don't have to agree with everything you say.
Oh, okay. On to the comments.
I know what's best for, and they still together.
That was Key talking about her changing their phone number on my phone.
Oh man. What about? Oh wow, Key's an asshole.
What?
I just thought about what she wrote and everything. What about young adults?
Yeah, I think so here's the problem with young adults. The older your kids are, the more opinions they gonna have. And I will say the older your kids are, the less their opinions matter. I mean, their opinions about your love life, because you're getting to a point where you don't live here. You know, you got your own money, you got your own shit. So really the opinion of your young adults or the of your kids, period, you hoping that your kids main what really matters to them is that you happy.
Yeah.
But the way that your relationship impacts your child's life, it's more impactful when you have young kids. When you have old ass kids, like, okay, like what does it matter? I'm not gonna say that it does not matter to them, because what impacts you is gonna impact them because they love you. However, you're no longer in my household, young adult, or you have your own life, young adult, and so the influence that they have over who you date should be less.
Yeah, and I agree there.
That's my opinion.
No, I agree, and I'm gonna just be honest. The younger, because when a child is super young, right, you have to understand that they honestly don't know no better. Meaning, so I'm not gonna let them, again, unless I have proof of some fuck shit that's going on, and then I'm 100% back my child, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But if that child is just because they're a child and children do child things, if they're being childish because I'm not with a mama or I'm not hearing none of that shit, zero of it. And again, as you stated earlier, you might not like them, but not only will you respect them, you're going to respect any adult. So this ain't even about you respecting my significant other. This is you about respecting another adult. I don't even want to make it about a significant other. You ain't been raised to not respect another adult.
You see the movie Baby Boy?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Ah, shit.
I ain't seen Baby Boy, y'all. Don't revoke my black card.
It's gone. Never mind.
You didn't see House Party 3 till you met me?
That ain't a cult classic. House Party 1 is a cult classic.
Yeah, it was alright. House Party 1 and House Party 3.
We got a guest.
Because we didn't set up the other camera and all that other stuff. Because
we did.
Yeah.
That ain't my job.
See, my kids know how their father treated me, so they're happy when we split. And so, my thing is this: it's good and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's good because they understand, but it's bad because I don't want them knowing my business because I don't want them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you also don't want how your relationship ended with their parent to influence how they interact with that parent.
That's another good point.
But that's a big risk that occurs with any split, whether it's a boyfriend girlfriend split, a husband wife split. Kids aren't dumb. They know that there's some cause for divorce. Usually, most people don't just wake up and say, "I don't love you no more. Let's get a divorce." There's usually something that happened, something that changed in a relationship. It's not always infidelity. Sometimes it's money issues. Like whatever the case is, your kids are gonna know that there's some reason for y'all to split, and it puts them in a messed up situation because how do you choose between your parents?
Yeah. I think, but even then though, when they split though, they still don't need to, like, especially younger kids, really kids period, but younger, they don't need to know why y'all split, and it may come down to it that in the end it's, hey, me and your mom and daddy, it ain't working out and we splitting up.
You know, they don't need to know the exact reason, but if they live in a household with you, I mean, like you said earlier, you sure our kids have overheard some arguments that we done had? Kids are not dumb.
They're not dumb, but I think that gives us that's an opportunity for us to be better and not let them have to be submerged to that. I mean, I think as parents we got to be better because they don't need to be in that. Like I'm gonna give you one example on how back in the old school, like, this was adult shit. I'm gonna say my brother, for example, and I know this is a small example. But I did not know my oldest brother, me and him had different daddies. So I was damn near 18.
Because, you just slow though.
No, it ain't that I'm slow. No, that wasn't something that me and my mom talked about.
But did your other siblings know?
I mean, they might have knew, but as they got old. But what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
My mom, yeah, I know. My mama just didn't come to me and be like, hey, that's your brother. But I mean, and that's what I lived my whole life.
Yeah, there's also a big age gap between y'all. Yeah. So the things that you exposed to, so I'm gonna say the way this even happens with old school parents, there may be some foundational things that are the same, but the way that your older siblings was raised is different than your younger siblings.
Yeah,
and even in your family.
Yeah, no, I get that, but still.
That's why I made the comment about the foundational things are still the same.
Yeah, because when it still comes down to respect, saying yes ma'am and no ma'am, it still come down to, I think the parents got softer. They definitely got softer because there's some shit that my little sister got away with that if I did, I would have got beat with a switch wrapped around an extension cord. You know what I'm saying? But in the end of, like you said, the foundational stuff, my mama wasn't talking about her bills around us. She wasn't talking about if my daddy pissed her off. She wasn't talking about none of that shit around us. Yeah. Because we were kids and we didn't need to know that.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that's a big difference in what happens in households today. The kids, so we are saying kids need to stay in a child's place, but we're also exposing our kids to things that, you know, we wasn't exposed to, our parents wasn't exposed to, and so on and so forth. Yeah. But that goes back to the dynamics of family changing.
Man, that's real talk. That's real talk. So let me ask you. So a scenario. We're gonna talk about the perfect scenario.
Okay.
You're dating a dude. Of course you're not, because you want to live. But anyway, you're dating a dude. Right, and he's perfect for you. He's done nothing. He's amazing. Your kids don't like him just because they don't like him. We can. There's other examples, but I guess we'll use the one that's been thrown out there the most. That it ain't my daddy. Mm-hmm. One, does that mess up the relationship? Two, how are you going to make your kid understand, if you do decide to stay, that this is what I'm gonna do?
You said perfect scenario, perfect situation.
Yeah, this dude hasn't done anything wrong. He has a good job, 9 to 5. He ain't a drug dealer, and he's done everything to try to be nice and not just try to be in a relationship or replace the kid, but just, try to be cordial around your kids like an adult should be. And they just don't like them because of that situation right there.
How do I know that they don't like them? My child is telling me.
They've actually expressed that, or they're acting out towards that person.
Okay, because that's two different. I'm going to handle it two different ways depending on what I'm getting from my kid. So if I can physically tell my child doesn't like this person because they're acting out and being disrespectful, it's not a matter of don't like. I'm going to go back to this is foundational things about respecting. Now, if it's that my child is just like standoffish, like being polite, but I can tell because I know my child, then we obviously have a deeper connection and we're having conversations. So then I'm going to ask, why don't you? How do you feel about such and such?
So when they tell you and they give you whatever reason it was, but it wasn't a reason that you feel that, and I'm not saying you saying fuck they feelings, but it's not a good reason.
Uh-huh.
How does that impact everything?
I'm going back to what I said earlier. We're going to have a conversation. And let's just say in the scenario you said earlier where they just don't like that person because that's not my daddy. Okay. I'm not asking you to replace your dad. But I'm also not going to be with your dad. That relationship is not happening. That's done. And I need you to be more open-minded and allow mama to have a life too. I'm not saying that you need to be best friends with this person. However, I would like for you to give this person a chance.
So whether they do
because they're not going nowhere. Like I'm making it clear to my child that they're not going anywhere. So you can continue to make yourself and me, your mom, who you want to see happy, miserable, or you can get over the fact that me and your dad not together and embrace this new friendship.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments. Realistically, if you co-parent well with the other parent, having your kids see both of their parents supporting each other's new relationships and approving of new partners can help ease the kids' feelings sometimes.
Man, that is the ultimate level of
maturity
and adulthood.
Yep.
But that's part of the problem is a lot of times, Steph, when people break up with one person or both, they don't want to break up. And they don't want to see you with nobody else. And so because I'm mad at you with somebody else, I'm vocal about it. I poison the mind of our children. And it just make it hard for everybody. But, a lot of family situations will be much better off if we could all get over ourselves. Get over the people that we ain't with no more. And I know that's easier said than done. But just because I'm not over you doesn't mean I have to make you miserable.
Yep. No, I agree. Charlie, you don't have to like them, but you will respect them.
Always.
Facts. Kids shouldn't dictate a good relationship that you have. A child is to be guided.
I saw the mouth over.
Yeah. So I agree.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't have that dictation, and I don't even just mean relationships. I mean on a lot of things that a child should be in a child's place. Don't involve your kids in grown people problems. Facts. Yes. I do believe a child will give you signs that a person is bad for you. If the child is coming from a genuine place, that's why you need to know your kids.
Yes.
Right. And again, it depends what.
Yeah.
If they just think, oh, this person ain't good for you, and you have no tangible nothing, you just have a feeling, we're not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let no child, I feel this person ain't right for you. Why? And if you can't tell me why, then if you,
I just get a bad feeling about this person.
That's prejudice. That's prejudice.
Is it?
You see a motherfucker and you say, I just get a bad feeling. Now, of course, now if they dress it all black, got shit poking out their pocket. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the only caveat that I will say, and this is not necessarily to my kids or I just think sometimes it's hard for you to see the fault in others because you're blinded by love. And hopefully it ain't your kid where that's coming from, but sometimes it take somebody with a lens that is not blinded by love to see this motherfucker really fucked up. But it should not be hopefully.
But again, going back to what I said, why? If you're blinded by something, but then they can tell you why, okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is not a feeling. You got to be able to tell me.
So you ain't never. Well, your intuition ain't. I'm just gonna say I have personally came across somebody and said something wrong with that motherfucker. I can't quite put my finger on it. Now, when I can't put my finger on it, I don't necessarily be like trying to throw salt on other people's relationship. But I have personally been around people where it's just something off with their aura, and while I can't name what it is, I know something wrong with that motherfucker. Now, eventually, what's wrong with them reveal itself.
But if you give anybody, most of, like me, for example, I'm sure you could probably find something if you give it time enough. There's something wrong with me too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But my thing is this: for all the time that people say, "Oh, there's something that ain't right about this person," and then it came to fruition. What about all the times when you say there ain't something right about this person, and there was nothing wrong with them?
That's never happened to me.
Well, then you must not be.
I got iron good. I got a clairvoyant good.
Girl. All right. George, in this different situation, he or she isn't in the house yet. True.
Yep.
Stay out of your mama and daddy business. Super true. My grown and still abide by the rules of my house, and when they visit, that's the structure I provided early on. Real talk.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, exactly. The adult situation shouldn't be shared with the children. Definitely. Yep. I think a daddy should stay in a child's place, but I really think that it depends on the age.
Yeah. He said a child should stay in a child's place. And if it's more difficult for me. So let's just say, for example, at your age right now, let's just say your mom was single and dating. You ain't going to feel a certain way about the man that your mom's dating. You're not going to be, especially you a son, you're not going to be like, what are your intentions with my mama? They don't like, so I mean, to his point, there may be a little more leeway that you're gonna allow from your kids because they're not kids anymore. They are adults.
I might, but I'm not going to. Again, if you don't have something,
yeah, I get that. Yeah. Yes. Point made. Point taken. Accepted. Stamp of approval. I'm just saying, it's not like in your adulthood. You don't, especially sons with their mothers and their adulthood, my dad ain't around. I'm now my mama's protector, and I'm just trying to make sure everything on the up and up. Yeah, and I don't think that's being disrespectful.
No, I'm okay with you making sure everything is on the up and up. That's not a problem. But if you are, because like, even if you, and I know you said, and I get it, like, even if they standoffish, like, that doesn't make the other person feel good about, like, that would discourage me if I'm trying to date you, and I've done absolutely nothing wrong to your kids, and they standoffish, not to the point, again, we don't got to be best friends, but I just, don't make me feel like I've done something wrong and I ain't done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Now, if I've done something wrong, and you know it, hey, sound alarms. And as parents, you better listen to your kids.
Yeah.
If they have done something wrong, parents, please listen to your kids.
So okay, let's talk about that scenario. I mean, let's make it through the comments first, but then let's come back to that scenario.
All right. Kia, you also have to know your child. We forget that children have intuition too. Your baby likes everybody, and this person comes around and friend in the beginning, and your kids don't like them. Take heed. Yeah. I agree, but there are situations. Yeah, because their intuition might be, you ain't with my daddy.
That ain't intuition, baby.
Well, I mean, but that might be what the kid's intuition is. Like, I don't. This ain't the fucking omen. Niggas just don't know. Oh, he ain't good.
Okay.
I mean, that's just how I feel.
Yeah. I disagree with you on intuition, but that's.
Coach Jackson, Jermaine said, "Don't tell me how rough the water is. Just bring the boat in." Cortland said, "Is it really hard if a person is treating you right and accepts your children? Then what's the holdback? Sometimes you aren't protecting your kids; you're hindering yourself." Mm-hmm. I agree 100%, Cortland.
That could be it.
Cortland, I agree. We'll unpack that. I know you had a thought. We'll go to that, but we'll unpack that. Like, are you using your kids as an excuse or not? Like, man, I'm gonna use my kids because I'm scared about taking that next. You know, because when you've been married, like for example, if me and you were to split, like I don't, especially these new age hoes, they ain't shit.
Why they gotta be hoes?
Because they are.
Why they gotta be bitches?
Oh. Or
Kind of bitches.
Bitches.
Okay.
But like, I don't even understand. Like, I would be I would be thinking of every reason. Anytime I be with a girl, like if she do one thing, I'd be like, oh, this bitch for the streets. Cause they different these days, and so it would be hard. You know,
You be using the kids as an excuse.
Yeah.
They gonna be like, ain't your kids grown?
I'd be like, yeah, but they, you know. They mama told her to not like you.
Nah. I'm gonna say he lying.
Alright. If it impacts the older kids more, actually, but that's a different conversation. That is. It definitely is gonna impact them differently. Now I haven't been in that situation. I think you have been able to kind of more, but you were still kind of a child. You were a little bit older, but
yeah, now my stepdad, both my step-parents been in my life since I was a little kid. Whether there were breaks in between, you know, I think that's actually what made me so attached to both my step parents, that they was like down for my parents and just around for a long time. So it's like, whether, just like any family, you're gonna have spats. I'm not gonna say that I got along with my step parents, either one of them 100% of the time. However, just like I'll forgive anyone else in my family, they now are part of my family because they helped raise me.
yeah.
So yeah, my situation's a little different because my step parents like helped raise me. I'm talking about less than 10 years old. I was younger than 10 before either one of them entered my life. So that's a little different. Now I would think if my mama, that's why it was kind of hard for my mom. My mama had, I mean, when her and my stepdad were dating, they were young. And so with any young relationship, you have breaks. And when they took breaks and my mom dated somebody else, he didn't have a chance. Because it was our dad, and then Vic that's who we wanted her to be with. And so we made it hard for the next guy. Now, I don't think the fact that me and my sister didn't like the dude that she dated influenced whether she stayed with him or not.
Yeah.
Vic was who she wanted to be with.
Yeah.
And had she wanted to be with this other person, I think with time, because there was nothing wrong with this person. We just used to seeing Vic. It wasn't nothing wrong with him. He was nice to my mom. He even tried to engage with us. He tried different things, but we weren't trying to hear that shit. So we was just kind of like not disrespectful to him, but standoffish. So he came over and visited, but he knew we wasn't really feeling him like that. But that wasn't a requirement to date my mom. Respecting us, being nice to us, and us being respectful, that's a requirement.
Yeah. I like.
But if we was older, I mean, I would have to think about, being a mother of girls, depending on who I'm dating, with older girls, like, that almost it feels like if he ain't no weirdo, I wouldn't necessarily have the same concerns about younger kids. You just got to be more careful. That's kind of what
to be more careful.
You got to be more careful when you have older girls and you bring in a strange man. Like, I never recommend moving in.
Even younger girls, because there's some. Like,
there is, but that's what the point I was trying to make was,
yeah.
It ain't, if he ain't no weirdo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when a female is not your child and she's coming of age, I mean, it's still something off with men who think that way, but you see more people thinking that way. Like, dang, she really feel like you can't be coming over here and I see you eyeballing my grown daughter.
Yeah, no, that.
Now she grown, but
that's some
but
weird
still,
shit.
like, but you see it all the time. You see older dudes with young girls all the time.
Weird.
It is.
Hear me out. From 16 to 20, it can be a little more complicated. Yeah, your parents are parents, but generally when a step parent is introduced, They have no loyalty to their young adult. You can't eliminate your child because of a relationship.
Eliminate your child because of a relationship. No, I agree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
That make me feel that. That's why I actually been seeing the movie Baby Boy because
Nah, I ain't seen Baby Boy.
oh my god, that was like the mom was in a tough spot because she done spoiled her son, but she's dating this dude who he a street dude. He recognizes she done spoiled the son, and he not feeling that shit. And you can tell that there's like this internal battle because you done kind of fucked up by spoiling a kid. You know he should be more manly than what he is, but it's also tough to watch another man enforcing the things that you never enforced.
Yeah. So and my thing is this too, like I don't y'all should have that conversation before you start enforcing shit. Like,
oh yeah,
and I don't know. I didn't see the movie if they had that conversation.
No, I don't think they had that conversation. But it also was some things that happened that didn't happen in front of her.
Yeah, like because there's a lot of like.
Because it's kind of like get your grown ass. Why your grown ass still in your mama's house? Like, dude, cooking in her kitchen naked. Yeah. And so of course his grown ass like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've seen that.
But he tried him, and so he chucked his ass out. And I mean. The mom wasn't present for that, but like if that kind of thing is happening in your house, on the one hand, you don't want to see that. I wouldn't want nobody laying hands on my kids.
Yeah, nah.
But on the other hand, my kid also shouldn't be in a position where they feel like they can try anybody that's in my house.
Yeah, hopefully.
If they're not physically harming me, you have no reason to be aggressive with somebody that's in my house.
Yeah. So what? And baby, what did the young kid go after him first, or was he just talking?
He was just kind of talking crazy.
Well, then the adult shouldn't have put his hands on the shelf.
You gotta see it.
Yeah,
we'll have to watch Baby Boy one day. I almost suffer through it because I could watching it once. Some people just like to watch this shit all over and over again. It ain't one of the movies for me.
Yeah. No, so good conversation, and I think it's about time to wrap it up. But I'm gonna say this in the end. No, I'm not gonna say they should have no bearings on who you be with.
That changed.
I think
your opinion changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this: if the person is treating the person right, and they're trying to treat the kids right, then at that point it's fuck them kids. Mm. Because why? Like, I'm not raising you to be prejudiced. I'm not raising you to be like it. Now, again, I'm going to go back because I'm going to stand on this. If there is a reason, even a slim reason, and it's a real reason where they've done something to make you feel uncomfortable, like they tried to be your dad or something like that, okay, then I got you. But if it's just because I don't like that motherfucker.
But what happens after that?
Then that's a different topic for it. Like, but it would have to.
Do you address it with the person that you date? Like you say something to them?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you have to because you got to be like, hey, this because the reason you address it because that might not have been their intention to make. They were just trying and they overstepped their boundaries or they did something wrong. And then if you bring it to their attention, but it also depends what too, right? Like. Where's levels? If he said, "Hey, he yelled at me and made me feel some kind of way," that's one thing. Opposed to he was touching on me, like there is levels to this shit. Like,
But I mean, does their reaction influence how you feel about them? So let's just say you agree that it's a valid reason. It's valid enough for you to bring it up with that person, and to them it's small. Get out my face with that shit. Fuck them kids.
Yeah. And then,
are you accepting that, or is this something like, hold on now?
No, that's unacceptable.
Okay.
That's unacceptable because I might think fuck them kids.
But you ain't finna say.
But if I want to be with you, and I know that your kids are everything to you, then me saying fuck them kids is really me. It's deeper than fuck them kids. I'm really saying fuck you.
So if a female was saying that, if that was the female's reaction, that ain't something you letting ride.
Yeah, she got to go because if she know the kids are a big part of my life, and she saying fuck them kids, now she saying fuck. Now I can say fuck my own kids because they mine. I can say fuck their feelings, but you don't get to do that shit. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Me and you, we get into arguments, we yelling at each other, cussing it out, blah blah blah. If I'm in the street and another person try to cuss you, you know I'm gonna get at them. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
Your final thoughts?
They the same as they was when we started. You know, I it's situational, but as long as my kids aren't being mistreated, then they don't have to like the person that I'm with. They have to respect them. I would hope that we all get along. We can be one big happy family. And I'm a big proponent of like time heals any wound. Like you might not like me today because of whatever, you know, but I'm nice to you and I end up winning you over, you know. So I go back to they don't have to like each other. Disrespect will never be allowed on either side, and that is a deal breaker for me.
So let me ask you this: knowing that your kids absolutely don't like this person, they have no reason not to like this person, but y'all continue to date, and y'all have been solid forever. He's treated you well. He's at least tried to treat the kids well, even though they're not accepting. He proposes to you. What's your move?
I'm gonna say yes. Now, before we get to a level of proposal, I am having a conversation with my kids though, because I want to understand. I'm close to my kids. I do value my kids' opinions, especially at the age. Keep in mind, our kids are 16, 20, and 23. I value their opinions because they are old enough where they are young, thinking adults. So I want to know what is like. I also know my kids well enough where they're not gonna just be mean to somebody for no reason. So have I missed something here?
Yeah. I can't.
So here's an example. So what happens if, okay, he great to me, but what happens if my 16-year-old was at the mall and seen him with another girl, but because I feel like I would need to write this into a story or something. Okay, he see him in the mall with another girl, but he doesn't know how to tell me yet, and so his aggression or being standoffish with the person that I'm dating is a signal. He's trying to signal to this person, hey, you better tell her before I tell her. Like, what if it's a situation like that?
But it goes back to my point earlier. That's a validated reason.
Okay.
It's a validated reason.
So then, to answer your question, if I'm proposed to and my kids don't like that person, hopefully before we get to a step of proposal, I have already had a conversation with my kids and understood why they didn't like that person, and we've resolved it.
It's a chance. It's a good chance that you've already had this conversation if y'all been dating for 2-3 years. And you've noticed that you probably had this conversation. So what's going to change in this now conversation that he's proposed marriage that from all these other conversations?
So you're saying we had a conversation and they still don't like him, and
yeah, I'm sure that, you know, if let's say you go through and they haven't liked him.
I would be expecting a behavior change. If there's not a valid reason, I would be expecting a behavior change, and I'm gonna live my life happily.
That's cool. I like that. That is, I think we ended up on the same page with that statement.
I'm still on page I'm on. No.
You ugly. All right, so finna get it out of here. Same thing still coming up, man. We still we bullshitting on this movie, but we
things like this take time, Marcus.
No, Deanna, they take time. But when you not working. You got to be real with yourself. I'm working
every day.
What I'm saying is, if we said that we was gonna do something and we not doing it, and we not spending and dedicating time, but we're dedicating time to do something else. Sorry, I know they take time, but that I know internally.
So don't dedicate no time to that.
I know internally that I haven't given my all to something that I wanted to do. It's just like me saying I want to be the best basketball player in the world. Don't go out there and work out and dedicate any time during the summer to get myself right. So when I do go to camp, I'm ready to go and be better. I know that internally. So, I mean, that is what it is. And I can give myself feedback.
Take that feedback.
All right, Diddy. Don't get our house raided.
I want to talk about in a future a future conversation, a future topic. Russell Wilson versus Future.
That'd be a good interesting topic. Russell Wilson versus Future.
Yeah.
Cause I see it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Oh, that's a good damn girl. Is that next week's topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Next week's topic: Russell Wilson versus Future.
Yeah.
That's
why I be hating on Russ.
Because he do too much.
Hold on to it. Oh, you are. Ooh. Okay. Anyways, it's time to wrap this thing up. Where we at?
We wrapping it up. Hey, last thing. Be looking for Eventbrite invitations for hopefully the show. And no, we haven't set a date. But we're gonna get it because that'll give us all of April to get tickets. It might go into May because I want to at least put tickets on sale for at least a month.
I just want to set a date. It can be 2 months in advance. I just want to get the next date on the calendar.
Yep. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for sticking in with us. This was a dicey conversation. I almost choked Dee out. I'm sure she tried to choke me out, but FYI, y'all, we never let what we do affect us in real life on this.
Boy, I'm finna go to bed mad as fuck at you. So,
You still gonna give me some?
No.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. That's your duty as a wife. Thou shalt give me some when I asketh, unless on period.
I got a headache.
Oh, I can. Yeah, you don't even need to use your head, girl. Peace, y'all.